good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work.
1, 2, 3.
We're there now. What was that all about? Right, apparently the last 5 minutes I've been speaking to no one because nobody could hear me. I apologise. Thank you very much for letting me know. Thank you, CBBS, for letting me know that there was no sound coming out of my mic. It is surprising there's no one in chat as well. Normally we have a hello from 1 or 2 people. But if you're in the YouTube chat, just let me know that you're there. I see Carol's running. I see Jonathan Perkins running. Yoko's running. But obviously the live stream is working because CBBS could see us but couldn't hear me. So we are currently following Carol, who is on about just 800 metres or so at the moment. I'll jump up to Jonathan Perkin in a minute. So, yeah, hope you've all had a good weekend. What have you done? We went to 2 historic sites yesterday. We went to Avebury Stone Circle, and then 20 miles south we went to Stonehenge. Both very different experiences. Avebury Stone Circle is actually over quite a large area. It's quite a large stone circle, but it's not as impressive in terms of its height and stature. But those stones you can actually touch and walk right up to, and they do ask you not to climb on them. But I saw one child climbing on some of the stones. Anyway, so that is like Stonehenge used to be. And then we went to Stonehenge, and Stonehenge is a much more military operation. You know, there's a visitor's centre, and you have to get your tickets and a wristband, and then you have to get a bus to the stones, and then you're only allowed to walk round a circle around the outside of the stones. You're not allowed to go and touch the stones like you used to be able to. So, yeah, very different experiences, but glad we went back. I mean, obviously I've been to Stonehenge before, but I've never been to Avebury Stone Circle before. So that was an interesting thing. Let me just double check that we've got the chat on and it is working. Because for some reason I'm sure there usually is. Look, here we go. Doesn't appear to be on. Let's try it now. Loads of messages. 20. Here we go. Thank you, Tina. Right. Do you know what? The thing is, I was looking at thinking, right, nobody's here. Why is nobody chatting in chat? And then I thought I'd broken it or something. And then I've just turned it on. That's the good thing that you have to do, is turn it on. Right. Now I've got about 30 messages that I need to catch up on. Hang on a second. Right, Sarah Jacobson is in the chat. Hello, Sarah. Tina Beard is in the chat. Carlos has said I'm on mute. Yeah, I've realised that now. Tina says chat isn't up. No mic, cousins. Lip reading is very hard, says Tina. Lee Bet says, we can't hear you. Oh, dear. I'm sorry, guys. What an idiot. You'll have worked out that I'm not running, which is what I was telling you at the beginning is my legs hurt. I'm recovering from Saturday, so I'm not running, and I apologise. So I apologise to everyone who is running that I'm not actually really running with you, and I apologise to everyone who's watching that I'm not running. So you can't laugh at me heavy breathing or with a ridiculous high heart rate. Sarah Jacobson says, when we were at Stonehenge, did we run into Spinal Tap? One of the best, probably the best rockumentary film ever made. Jeff Partridge has lost the will to live. Lee Bet says, well done for running Race to the Stones. Thank you, Lee. I enjoyed it, actually. It's nice to do a run where you don't have to put the head torch on. That was what I enjoyed the most, and knowing that I was going to finish before I had to go to bed, and then when I finished I could just go to bed. That was the nice thing. Sarah Jacobson says, look, how long have you been doing this? Yeah, she's so pleased to discover there are tech issues. Yeah, I know. Funny that. Sarah says, I'm here to bug Stephen. Well, I've given you every opportunity now to be able to bug me after that start. Oh, dear. Thank you for the ride on, Tina, although I don't deserve it. Right, Jeff Partridge says, I always went to the gift shop when I was on military ops. You'll have to tell us all about that, Jeff. What do you mean you were on military ops? Military ops at Avebury or Stonehenge, or just in the Wiltshire, Somerset area where there are loads of military firing ranges and training grounds? That whole area where Stonehenge is all military training ground, isn't it? Hang on a sec. I thought I was going to have an easy ride of it today because not running. Oh my God, it's absolutely throwing it down with rain outside now. Really chucking it down. I've got coffee. Hello. Right. Does anybody think that Sarah Jacobson bears any resemblance to Janice from Friends? Because I've just been watching an episode of Friends, and Janice, it was an early episode with Janice. You know Janice, who like the kind of annoying girlfriend. So I just saw Janice and I immediately thought Sarah Jacobson. I don't know why, because I don't think she really looks like Sarah. But anyway, there we are. Jeff Partridge, yeah, Stonehenge was like a military operation. Yes, it definitely was. It definitely was, with a gift shop and yeah. So Avebury's really lovely. Avebury Stone Circle the Stone Circle is huge. It's about 400 metres in diameter. So from one side to the other, 400 metres or so, and there's actually houses, and a lot of the village of Avebury is inside the Stone Circle. And it's really pretty, and it was a lovely day yesterday when we went, and we went early, so it was quiet as well. So that was really nice, and the fact that you can go onto the stones and you can touch the stones and get really right up close to them, that was amazing. And it was really kind of quaint. It was English quaint is what it was. And then, yeah, you go to Stonehenge and it's been taken over by English heritage, you know, and it really is a massive military operation, and many, many, many more people. You know, loads of Americans, loads of Japanese, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah, you get a shuttle bus that takes you from the gift shop and the ticketing centre. It takes you there about a mile. It is literally a mile, and maybe even more than that, a mile and a half to the actual stones. So yeah, and it is still as impressive as ever. It's just the height of the stone, like the weight and the sheer enormity of those stones. And you think, how on earth did they lift, especially the capstones? How the heck did they lift those capstones onto the top of the standing stones? Just unbelievable. But compared to Avebury, Stonehenge in terms of a circle is very small, really. Jonathan says, I can't wait until they build the tunnel under Stonehenge. Is that what they're doing? Are they diverting the A303 under Stonehenge? Actually, now that you come to mention it, I think I have heard that story before. Right, Jeff Partridge says there are no gift shops on any military operations that he's been on. Well, Jeff, you've obviously been on the wrong military operations. All the military operations I've been on, there have been gift shops. Actually, now we can, talking about military operations, we can talk about Race to the Stones on Saturday. By the way, Carol is nearly 2.5k in. Let me just mention that to everyone. Almost a quarter of the way through. Thank you very much for joining today's run. Does anyone have any exciting stories from their weekend? So, Threshold Events are the company that I ran with at the weekend, and they organise Race to the Stones, which is a very well-known event on the ultra running circuit and within running circles. It's a well-known, well-established event, but it does have a reputation. And that reputation is of a corporate nature. That the runners are mollycoddled and wrapped in cotton wool, and it's essentially regarded by, I suppose, by running snobs like me, it's regarded as a race for beginners, beginner ultra runners, and a race for the inexperienced ultra runners. And having now done it, I think I'd probably stand by that. Adrian says tough crowd. It's fine, Adrian. My wife ignores me all well. I've just asked in the game, has anybody got any exciting stories from the weekend? No replies at all, apart from Adrian Nutsayers saying tough crowd tonight. Grapevine says, I had a killer weekend. Anyway, so I responded with, it's all right, my wife ignores me all the time anyway. Hello, Anthony. Anthony says, hope you're all well. Jeff Partridge says, if the military operations I go on have gift shops and cafes, then I must be on military operations with the RAF. Yes, probably. Right, Grapevine says he went out to dinner and did yard work. Yard work sounds like a very productive weekend. Yard work sounds like a very productive weekend. So yeah, Adrian, I hope you're well. It is still absolutely pouring down with rain here. Race to the Stones. I really enjoyed it as a run. The one thing, and this goes back to the fact that there are a lot of new runners, inexperienced runners who don't know the etiquette of the countryside. I suppose there was so much litter, more litter than I've seen ever on an ultra or any. Well, I obviously not marathons in the cities and stuff like that, but more rubbish, more litter dropped than I've seen in any ultra race that I've done, any trail race that I've done. Anthony says, did you race at the weekend, Stephen? You kept that quiet. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it or not. So yeah, it was 100k. You can do it as a broken weekend, so you can do it 50k on Saturday and 50k on Sunday, or you can do each day as an individual race. So you can do 50. You can just do the 50k on the Saturday, or you can just do the 50k on the Sunday. So I did it all in one go. Started at 7:30. There were so many people. There are 3,000 people take part in Race to the Stones, which is the biggest trail race in the country. I think I'm right in saying it's the biggest ultra distance race in the country. So 3,000 people take part, and they set off in waves, starting at around 6:30. I set off at 7:30 with the aim of doing a decent time. No, I I wasn't expecting to challenge for the podium positions at all, but I was hoping to do a decent enough time for 100k. It got pretty warm in the middle of the day, so that did slow me down a little bit. But in the second half of the day, really enjoyed it and ran really well and was really pleased with how I performed in the second half of the day. Came in 13 hours 15 minutes, which I'm perfectly happy with. It would have been nice to get 12, but yeah, I mean, it was fine. Jeff says DQ anyone caught littering not acceptable. Yeah, I know. And Jonathan says, I don't understand people who litter. Well, there must have been quite a few. It wasn't just one or two people. It was a lot of runners. There was gel packets, crisp packets, sweet packets, baby wipes, and they were all freshly dropped. It wasn't like they'd been... Those packets hadn't been sitting there for days. That just a couple of hours, those packets have been sitting there on the side of the trail. And yeah, it was definitely the runners from the race doing it. I am going to put it in my video. So obviously I filmed it. I am making a video. And the thing was, I was invited. I didn't pay for this race. I was invited by Threshold Events to come and do the race. And it was partly because they were trying to get more women involved in ultra running. They wanted the publicity surrounding their initiative to get more women involved in running ultras. And there were loads of ladies there. There was a really good female turnout. But that, unfortunately, that wasn't what I came away with at the end. The overriding thing I came away with was this race caters for new, inexperienced runners who don't know the etiquette of the countryside. And it was... Do you know what? When I got to the aid station, the rumours are true about runners being mollycoddled and wrapped in cotton wool. The aid stations are... So if you look at it in one way, the aid stations are really, really good. If you look at it another way, the aid stations are ridiculous in terms of how they pander to everything that you could possibly want. So there normally in an ultra, you come to an aid station and there are sandwiches. They're pre-made. They're just placed, put on a tray, maybe wrapped with some foil or plastic wrap or whatever. And they're made by the volunteers. These sandwiches look like they were shop bought in those cardboard triangular boxes with a plastic front that you rip open. They were like that. There were sandwiches like that. There were Freddos and dairy milk chocolate bars. I mean, it was madness. Absolutely crazy. But on the one hand, you could arrive at the aid station and go, wow, this is good. This is incredible. They've got everything. But on the other hand, you kind of go, oh my God, what is going on? This is weird. Yeah, Jonathan Perkins says, Centurion DQ if you're caught littering. Yeah, so I am going to put this in my video about the littering. And, it's just tough. I know that Threshold invited me to do the run. I was given a free entry, and you might think that means that I should big up the event and not say anything negative about it, but I can't let that go. So I am going to have to moan about it in my video. Jeff Partridge says, we want more women, so we'll invite cousins. Yes, well, Victoria had something to say about that. So what happened was I didn't get an invite initially to the race. What I got an invite to was a Threshold Events seminar in London, where they had a panel of women ultra runners and women experts in certain fields, so coaching, medical expert, various other women on a panel, and we all arrived. There were lots of influencers there. I know I hate that phrase, but there were lots of those kind of people there at this event. So I got invited to that event, and it was after that event that I then got invited to do the run. And the event was all about women in running and the Threshold initiative to improve the the number of women entering ultra races. And they're trying to go for a 50-50 split, 50% men, 50% women. So it's called the Threshold 50-50 initiative. Of course, Victoria immediately points out the irony of inviting me, a man, when they could have invited Victoria, who's equally part of the Film My Run channel. They could have invited Victoria to go and run the race and go to this seminar. But anyway, there we are. Tina says, I've had my dinner. Have you sorted out the lunacy? Yes, I know. I have. Apologies, Tina. And if I'd had chat on and realised, then I could have sorted out the sound issues earlier. And it took somebody, CBeebies in. I don't know who is CBeebies. Somebody. I don't know who that is in real life. Anyway, they pointed it out in the game chat that my mic wasn't on. And then I couldn't understand why there was nobody in chat, because normally there's at least one or two people at least say hello, and there was nothing. And then I realised I hadn't even turned chat, because I've got the chat screen up, but I have to press a button to turn it on, and I hadn't pressed the button to turn it on. Sarah says Victoria nails it again. Yeah, she nails it too often, doesn't she? I know. We didn't have a response, Sarah, to whether anybody thinks you look like Janice from Friends, unless I missed it. But nobody has mentioned whether you look like Janice from Friends or not. If you don't know what Sarah looks like, she's got quite a decent profile picture in YouTube. So that overhead shot really shows my grey hair, doesn't it? Oh my God. Let's get away from that. That's horrible. The kids have had McDonald's today, so I've got a McDonald's coffee. I was going to do just half an hour today, but I'm quite happy to do a little bit more, seeing as the first 5 minutes was me spent talking to myself. So today was Elsa and Ellis's sports day at school. Jeff Partridge says nobody can remember that far back when Janice was in Friends. Unbelievable. Today was sports day at Elsa and Ellis's school. Elsa came back elated. Ellis came back deflated. Tell you all about that in a second. Let me just talk to everyone in game. Great crowd around the yellow beach. We four. Don't forget the check out other good. Right, let's just jump away from Carol, because Carol doesn't like it when we follow her too much, does she? Let's put it on Jonathan Perkin there. Adrian just up ahead. Right, off for dinner now, says Jeff. See you later in the week. Yes, Jeff, no worries. Talk to you after. So, sports day. Elsa and Ellis were both doing the 800 metres. Elsa was also doing the 100 metres, and Ellis was doing a number of relay races as well with his friends. So, we'll start with Ellis. Ellis is disappointed. Now, the track where they did their events was a 200 metre track, not a 400 metre track. So, Ellis did the 800 metre race, and unfortunately, he mistimed his kick, because he said the track being 200 metres, he didn't realise, or he wasn't thinking that when he did his kick, he would need to kick essentially earlier in order to catch anyone ahead. And he says he kicked too late at the end of the 800 metres, and he couldn't catch the leader and he said he crossed the line and it was about half a second between him and the winner. So he came second place in the 800. We told him that he should be very proud and very pleased with that performance. He's annoyed with himself because he thinks he should have won the race. He came second because he didn't kick early enough to catch the leader. Oh no! I forgot again. Tina says, I know you've been a bit busy, Stephen, but we're still in New York. I keep saying we're going to change the route. I've been saying it for about 4 weeks now, and every week I forget to do it. I'm not going to say anything this week. We'll probably be on New York next week. It's probably going to be the same next week, Tina. Don't hold your breath. Jonathan has a high heart rate at the moment, he says, after a spot of flu this week. Or man flu, probably, Jonathan. Adrian's just doing 5k. Well done, Adrian. Joining. That is halfway for the Yellow Geek group. So let's just go back to me, because we do have a little bit of a group there. So that was Ellis's, and he did his relays and they went okay, but he was more concerned about the 800 metres. Elsa, on the other hand, she did the 100 metres where she came 5th, and she was pleased with that because she was worried that she would come last in the 100 metres. She got through the heats. She came 2nd in her heat, and then she was in the final of the 100. She came 5th, and she was quite pleased with that. But the 800 metres, Elsa absolutely smashed it out the park. She won the race, and she won by a country mile, apparently. It's a shame that parents aren't allowed to go to these things anymore. I would have been there cheering them on, but unfortunately we weren't allowed to go. Elsa came 1st in her main event, which was the 800 metres, and apparently she was passing back markers. She was so far ahead, so good for her, and I'm very pleased for her, and she's very pleased with herself. Anthony Anderson says, I watched a video of the Swiss Alps 100 over the weekend. What's it like, Anthony? I haven't watched anything about it yet. I'd love to. I will. Was it on YouTube? I'll look it up because I haven't looked up anything about the Swiss Alps 100 yet. So that's an event I'm doing next month, August the 10th, I think. We are doing the Swiss Alps 100. So I'll be flying over to Switzerland in the second week of August. Tina says, well done to both Elsa and Ellis. Sarah says, why aren't you allowed to go? I don't really know, Sarah. We're just not invited. There must be a reason, but I actually don't know why we're not allowed to go to our. That's not like a British thing or anything. That's just this particular school. We aren't invited. We aren't allowed to go. So when Elsa was at her previous school, we could go to the sports day there, but just not at this school apparently. Anthony says you would have been one of the pushy parents on the sidelines. Probably. I try and avoid being that person, but undoubtedly I probably would be. Okay, there you go. Jonathan says secondary schools are usually too big, Sarah. Primary schools will let you watch. Yeah, that's probably the reason. Too many people. Yeah, you can't keep sporting parents from watching their children in sporting events. I know. Tina, on the other hand, has a different view. She says all the parents can go apart from Stephen. Yeah, they don't want me shouting everyone down. Carol says, how am I running? I'm running very well, thank you, Carol. I'm just using the other treadmill, Carol. So I've got two treadmills. So the treadmill on my left, the Noble Pro, you can set it. So you can either set it to just carry on running when you're not there, or you can set it to find out when you're not running, and when you step off the treadmill, it'll run for 30 seconds or a minute and then stop, like this one does that I'm standing on. But this one, you can't set it, it's automatic. So whatever I do, whenever I step off this treadmill, I've got 60 seconds and then it'll stop working, or it'll stop. Whereas the Noble Pro, you have a choice. You can set it in the settings page. You can set it to like 30 seconds, a minute, or no stopping at all. So it'll just carry on. So that's what I've got it set to. So, but don't tell everybody else that I'm cheating. And when we get, in fact, I'm probably going to call it a day in a minute anyway. Because I'm not running. This is not the most vibrantly exciting live stream you've ever seen. So I was going to do half an hour. We've now done 36 minutes, so we'll carry on for a few more minutes. But we'll be back tomorrow with the Film My Run 500 in the evening. So remember, we're now doing the Film My Run 500 climbing session on a Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. So that's what we've got tomorrow. Oh yeah, some other things to say for the week. Right. In fact, it's going to be a sparse week, actually. We're on tomorrow. But Wednesday and Thursday, I'm not doing the Film My Run 500 on Thursday morning because, and I'll tell you why, this is a little bit exciting. I'm going to London on Thursday. I'm going to London to go to the Zwift offices. And guess what I'm going to do at the Zwift offices in London on Thursday? I am going to run on the brand new Wahoo Run treadmill. This is the treadmill that does that crazy automatic speed and auto incline on Zwift. So I'm going to go and do that. So I'm very excited to do that. So that means I won't be doing the Film My Run 500 Thursday morning. Sarah says, why did you change the time? So Tuesday evening's always been a bit of an empty slot where we've either done we've done like a random run or I've not run at all. And I've been looking to find a bit more time during the day to edit my videos or to go running outside. So I've decided that the Tuesday and possibly also the Thursday Film My Run 500, I'm going to cancel those. Or not cancel them. They're going to still run, but I'm not going to do them. So I'm just going to do evening sessions now. Sarah Jacobson has a few things that she needs me to talk to Zwift HQ about. Okay, drop me a message. I'll try. Tina says, I've hurt my back this afternoon, so I'm not sure what I'll be doing. Okay, no worries. So anyway, yeah, so that's Thursday. So Thursday I'm going to the Zwift offices in London. Wednesday, I've got a feeling I'm doing something on Wednesday, but I can't actually remember what it is. I think it's something to do with the kids. But it isn't sports day. But it's something to do with the kids on Wednesday. Is it parents? No, it can't be. Is it parents' evening? Maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, Anthony says, I hope your back injury is not serious, Sarah. Yeah, I'd echo that. So Sarah Jacobson, that's why I've changed when I'm running the Film My Run 500. There always was a Film My Run 500 in the evening, but I didn't live stream it. But now I am going to live stream the one in the evening, 6 p.m. UK time for Film My Run 500 on a Tuesday evening. So Tuesday evening, Film My Run 500. Wednesday, I can't remember, so possibly running, but possibly not. Thursday morning, not running. Thursday evening, I'll be back with Bag That Badge, and then Friday we've got the Zwift recovery, the ZLDR recovery run. So that's the week. A bit higgledy-piggledy week, and I'm apologising already because I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing on Wednesday. Because I've been wanting to do Wednesday workout for ages with you guys, and we've missed about 3 weeks of it for various reasons. It is throwing it down outside. Is it not raining with you guys anywhere in the rest of the UK? Because it is chucking it down here. So, Carol is at 6.5k with Simon and CBBS and Adrian Mutt says just did 5k. Jonathan Perkin has done for the day as well, I think. Or is he a bit further up? Let's drop some ride-ons. There's not many people in the run, but let's go a bit further ahead. Oh, no, Jonathan Perkin is still running. So where are we up to? So Jonathan is on 6.6k. Lafrate is on 6.6, so I'm on 6.6 as well. Carol and Simon and CBBS. Carlson is on 6.3. Ridley is on 6.1. And Volvo is just on 1k. F Max from Italy is on 4.3k. So yeah, actually, we are at the head of the run. There's nobody running faster than Jonathan at the moment. That can't be right, though. Bassetto from Italy, maybe he joined late. Bassetto from Italy is on 6 kilometres, but is running at 4:48 per kilometre, so quite fast. And right, F Max as well is on 4.5k. So 2 Italians must have joined late. Carol has sunshine. Tina says it's rained here all day, but it's stopped tonight. Sarah Jacobson says, you do live in England. Rain is to be expected. Yeah, but, I mean, it's rare that it's this hard. It does rain, but it is literally throwing it down at the moment. So, as a celebration of Elsa and Ellis doing well at their sports day today, they wanted a prize. So they asked for McDonald's. So they've got a cheeky McDonald's. I've got a cheeky McCaff latte. Seven kilometres completed for the Yellow Beacon. Will stop pouring with rain on the south coast of the UK. Nice and sunny in New York, though. Marcus Holmes is on another one of his trips around the world. He's flying to Frankfurt tonight. I tell you what, not a week goes by without Marcus Holmes on a flight somewhere. I would like to know from Marcus how many air miles he accumulates every year, because he flies an awful lot. And if he's on his way to Frankfurt, he may as well pop over to London for the day and see his old friend Stephen. Although I am going to see him in September in Canada, so I'm looking forward to that. So my races for the rest of the year, big races for the rest of the year, I've got the Swiss Alps 100k coming up next month, and then later that month I'm running in Chamonix. I'm running a shorter distance this year, 54 kilometres. It's the same race that Victoria did last year in Chamonix. It's the OCC race, so we're doing that at the end of August. And then in September, I'm flying out to Switzerland again. No, Italy. Flying out to Italy to run the Tour de Gien 130k race. And then I'm flying out to Canada to run the UTMB Whistler 100k. So it's all about the 100k races this year. Hopefully, I can stay injury-free until we've finished the three more 100Ks and a 50k before the end of the year. I've enjoyed what I've done so far this year. Really, really enjoyable year of running with the South Downs Way 100, Cape Wrath Ultra. Also done the London Marathon this year and the Brighton Marathon. They've been good fun as well. So it's been a good year so far. And of course Race to the Stones this weekend, just gone. So looking forward to the second half of the year. We're coming up to 3/4 of the way through, and it's 7:15 in the evening here. I think it's about time to call it a day, unless there's anything anybody wants to talk about. Tina Beard says every week is a bit hit and miss. I know. Yeah, it is a little bit hit and miss, isn't it? CBB says, gotta go all, thanks. No worry, thanks for joining. Anthony says, it makes me tired just listening to that list. It's all right if you say them all together in one go, it does sound a lot. But when you split them up and you have like weeks of recovery in between, then it's okay. I've got a month now until Swiss Alps. Then I've got 2 or 3 weeks until Chamonix, and then another couple of weeks, another 2 or 3 weeks until Canada. So it's I've got a bit of a break between each event. The ones that are the one that's closest together is Chamonix, which is my 50k race in Chamonix, and then the 130k race in Italy. They are quite close together. Tina says 14k yesterday finished me off. Tina, what did you do? What you say 14k? Was it a race yesterday or was it a training run yesterday? How did you go? How did you do? Did anyone else race or run at the weekend? Does anybody else want to tell me about their run at the weekend? McDonald's coffee is actually not too bad. You can tell it's McDonald's, but it's livable. I can live with it. We're still following Jonathan Perkin, who's coming up to 7.8 kilometres. Just a trail bimble for Tina Beard at the weekend. 14k on the trails, very nice too. By the way, if you've seen any photos of my race from the weekend, you'll see I was wearing my new shirt. So I thought I'd try it out. My Flying Burrito checked shirt with collars. Really enjoyed wearing it, actually. So I thought that it might be a little bit tight or a little bit sticky. I just felt like it might kind of stick to me a bit too much and not flap about enough. But I couldn't have been further from the truth. I was really comfortable, really enjoyed wearing it, and so I'm very glad that we've got a discount code because I don't like promoting products that I don't use myself, that I don't like myself. So I will definitely be wearing that shirt regularly in my runs. Because it's really, really nice. So if you want one, don't buy it without using my discount code. You'll find it in the description of the video that we did a couple of weeks ago, where I did an unboxing of the shirt. But when I release the Race to the Stones video, I'll put the link for the discount code in the description of that video as well. Anthony did what his watch told him to at the weekend. Is that rest, Anthony? Jonathan says, no running, but speaking of coffee, I did get a new hand grinder and AeroPress. Very nice. A hand grinder. Is that like... Do you do that? Tina says she doesn't suit collars. I think you have to kind of... You have to. No, I wouldn't wear it for like a 10k or a 5k race where I'm gunning it hard. I mean, it's definitely an ultra runner's piece of kit, I think. I will get another flavour of it as well. Right, Jonathan. So Anthony did 40 minutes, 7 or so kilometres. Nice one. So the hand grinder that Jonathan has, you can do it manually, or it says you can use an electric drill. Yeah, that would. That's not a joke, is it? Actually, you can use an electric drill. Genuinely, you can use an electric drill. Oh, Tina. Right, Tina says, I bet you love that you can unzip it to cool off. Do you know what? It was absolutely fabulous. My wife, Victoria, was absolutely embarrassed and absolutely hates the photo of me with my shirt undone. She says, just put away your hairy chest. It's horrible. That's coming from my wife. But I loved it because it got really warm middle of the day on Saturday, and I just unzipped the shirt, completely unzipped it, and let the air flow. Oh my God, it was absolutely lovely. Sarah says we need to talk about it. What do we need to talk about? Not what, my hairy chest? Sarah says that picture was insane. Why is it insane? It's just a man with a hairy chest. Tina says, I agree with Victoria. Okay, right. No, I'm not having this. This is not on. I was cooling off, right? I'm at that age. I am at that age where I don't care what you think I look like. But Victoria does. Victoria cares, and she hates that photo, and she wants me to remove it from any social media posts. Right, Carol says, yes, I agree with Victoria. See my earlier comment. Carol says, no thank you. The picture I saw revealed your chest and I won't do that. No, I'm not asking you to reveal your chest. You can zip it up. It's very smart. When you zip it up, it's very smart and it looks very nice. But, you know, if I was wearing a vest, I wouldn't be able to unzip the vest. And you've seen video of me before on very hot days taking my vest completely off and running just with my backpack on and no top at all. This is not news. This is not news to you people. You've seen me topless before. Tina says, you're a public figure. A little decorum, please. Well, okay. I mean, I guess. Sarah says, I don't blame you for wanting to stay cool. I blame you for posting it on Instagram. Yeah, but, right, okay. But look, I mean, what's worse, posting it on Instagram or being like that in real life where real people see me in real life like that? Is it worse to see a photo or is it worse to see it in real life? I mean, yeah, right. Okay, whilst I'm hesitant to agree that I'm a public figure, I do have a running profile, I guess. But yeah, my desire to stay cool would override that. But again, maybe all right. So who thinks I should delete that photo from my Instagram posts? Who and from my Facebook post? Who thinks I should? And and what about swimming? Am I not allowed to post photographs of me topless when I've been swimming or when I'm wearing a wetsuit and I take the wetsuit off and I'm coming out of the water? Are they not acceptable? Sarah says, well, now you can't because we know all about it. I know, but plenty of people who don't know about it might see it by accident now. For the sake of my wife and for the sake of my social media profile, should I remove that photo? That's my question to you guys. And we're now at 9 kilometres. I may as well stay to the end, for goodness sake. There's only 5 minutes to go. I was only going to do half an hour. Right, Jonathan says, I didn't see the photo. The algorithm obviously hid it from me on purpose. Yeah, but now you're going to go and look for it, aren't you? Now you are going to go and look for the photo. I'll show it to you on here. I'm not shy. I don't care. I just don't care. Right. Sarah, I want you to explain to me why it's insane. Why is a photo of a man topless? Well, I'm not even topless. I've got my shirt on. I'm just showing my chest. Why is that insane? Right, look. There it is. What's wrong with that? A man with a bit of grey hair on his chest. That's all it is. Right, Tina says don't remove it. Right, Tina's making out now that I'm an easy target and that you're just taking the mickey. The thing is, though, my wife isn't taking the mick. She genuinely hates it and genuinely wants me to take it down. My wife isn't joking. Right, new website. So that's just reminded me. You see, filmmyrum.com. For the last 3 years, probably, I've been working on a new website, and I think I'm gonna make it live. It's not finished yet, because what I was hoping was that at some point we would have some merchandise to sell, and I could open the new website with the shop up and running. But the shop is not up and running. But very soon I am going to open... Well, I mean, you can go there now. filmmyrun.co.uk is the new website. And very soon, filmmyrun.com will redirect to filmmyrun.co.uk. So if you want to see the new website, you can go and see that. Tina says you could have waxed. I'm not a triathlete, Tina. I am not a triathlete or a weightlifter. Ultra runners do not wax. Anthony says you could always shave off your chest hair. Sarah Jacobson says, right, she says, I think it's the combination of your facial expression, the shirt flapping in the wind, but it's the full package. The whole thing is bizarre and insane, according to Sarah. I'm just going to have another look. What is my face doing? Why? I'm smiling. Maybe it's a bit of a creepy smile, I suppose. Okay. I'll give you the fact that it is a bit of a dodgy smile. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, there we are. That's just what happened. That's just the way it is. I won't remove it. Sarah says, stop looking at yourself. This is what narcissists do. Sarah, narcissists do this, okay? You just have to get used to it. You are friends with a narcissist. Actually, you're friends with two. Oh, right. Tina says, and it's been filtered so the colours are really bright. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Right, in the spirit of keeping it real, I accept your criticism, and I do agree with some of the criticisms there. Fine. Okay. 300 metres to go in the Monday community run, which I'm ashamed to say has mostly focused on my chest hair, which I apologise for and never intended. I don't know who brought the photo up, to be honest, because it wasn't me. Anyway, yeah, I was talking about the photos, having a look at the photos about the shirt, wasn't I? The Flying Burrito shirt. That was what it was. If you want a Flying Burrito shirt, flyingburrito.eu, and then use... My code is FilmMyRunFB, FB for Flying Burrito. FilmMyRunFB, Go and buy yourself a Flying Burrito shirt for your next ultra run. And Jonathan Perkins' heart rate is 157 as we approach the finish line of the Monday community run. I'll be back tomorrow with the Film My Run 500 at 6 p.m. So no Film My Run 500 on Tuesday mornings anymore. And there will be no Film My Run 500 on Thursday either, because I'm in London looking at the brand new Wahoo Run treadmill at the Zwift HQ. Tina says I've cheered her up tonight. I hope you weren't feeling down with your back pain, Tina. Rhino12, thank you, Rhino. He says keep it. I assume he's talking about the photo of me with my chest out. Sun's out, guns out. There you go. You see, and guns, my man boobs. I think that's what he means anyway. Sun's out, guns out. Yeah. So all right, I'll keep the photo, but you know, I'll probably refrain from posting too many more of them, unless they're swimming photos or triathlon photos, where I'm totally allowed to post photos of me with my guns out. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Well done to Carol and to Jonathan for completing the 10k. Thank you also to Adrian and everybody else who ran today. Yoko, who ran as well. Thank you, Yoko. Well done to you. And to Greg. Well done, Greg. And CBB and Chris. Well done, guys. Thank you very much for commenting and chatting in game. And thank you very much to everybody else for chatting in game as well. And on the live stream, we are done here. 10k done, and I'm now going to prove to you that I am no cheat. So we've got, there's me on the screen. We go here, we go end run. Okay, and then look, we're going to click the discard button. Discard. Are you sure you want to discard this activity? Yes, I am. So there we are. It's being discarded. It's gone. Carol found that hard. Carol, you were absolutely fine. Well done to you. Good running. Thank you for joining today. Jonathan says, thanks all. Fun as always. Cheers, guys. We'll see you tomorrow evening. If you're around tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock. You don't have to run. Just come and join us on the chat. Or if you want to run, you don't have to do the incline. We're going to keep it nice and light. If you want to do the incline, you can. If you don't. I probably will not be doing much incline. I'll have it on a bit of incline, but not the full incline. My legs are still recovering from the weekend. So see you tomorrow for the Film My Run 500. Thank you very much, everybody, for commenting and joining in the banter. Always good fun. As always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.